Hi, welcome back to the channel on another gorgeous British summer day for the promised build of the Vysser Neo, which is based very heavily on the Dutch supercar, the Spyker C8 Aileron. Always seen a funny name for a car to me, Aileron, and it's a flappy bit on the end of an aeroplane wing, but anyway. I think it's a pretty good looking car in the game, although they've stolen the lights and things from some other places, of course. And in real life, it's quite a unique looking car. They also made a Spider, and I think that just looks honking, so I'm glad we don't have the Spider. So, you may have got this one like I did in this exact customization from the salvage yard a couple of weeks ago. You may just have one already. For me, it's my second. I also have the race car build. So what I'm proposing to show you today, firstly, let's just do a nice road car build based straight on the C8 Aileron, and then from then on we'll branch out, look at a few colours, and I'll definitely show you the race car build, but what I'll do is I'll do that last. Onto the front bumper. This is where I'm slightly disappointed because the best one is this custom splitter. This gives you the right sort of shape, but it's in carbon, and the real Aileron tends to have sort of metal all the way around here. So if I could have a secondary option here, it would be lovely, but I actually can't have any secondary front ones, so just a custom splitter it is. On the rear bumpers, well, even stock works quite well. The whole point of the car is there's this big shiny bit back here, so I just stay stock regardless of what secondary you're picking. For the exhaust, well, because they put these shapes on, they committed themselves to weird exhausts, and they get weirder as you go down the list, believe me. Stock exhaust with 4 round ones is the nearest we're getting to the 2 round ones. On the grille we have one here called Roadster Grille. This gives a grid and squares in a sort of mostly metallic colour. That's the closest we're going to get to the real grille. For the hood we have one here called Hexavented, and this is really very close, having these 3 vents down the side. This is a really good hood. So we have no hood catches. For lights, I would definitely go with xenons. They're going to be bang on from around your sort of 2010-12 time. Let's skip livery. Obviously we'll pop our... Oh, I've forgotten it's this unique plate. Do I actually get to keep my name on the plate, or will I break it? Well, I actually do. I think this is the first salvage yard robbery car where I've still got the plate. Okay. Respray in a minute. Onto the roof. We've got this glass sunroof. And I want a great big sort of intake up here. Let's not worry about that because we're sort of missing the ones down the bottom as well. Let's just go stock. We don't want any of these extra vortex generators or whatever on the roof. Skirts. Now, I know I'm going to want a metal sort of strip down here, probably whatever colour I paint the roof. So let's go secondary painted skirt. Spoiler, on the road car we don't want one. This little tiny kick up at the tail is perfect on none. For the wheels we've got some that are very close. They apparently come off a later version of the car, but they work very well for this one. The stock wheels, yippee! So another car where we use the stock wheels to great effect and have something unique in our garage that isn't wearing the 58th set of Mercy concaves. Then we come to the windows. Now, really, the Aileron doesn't have tinted windows from the pictures I can see. But remember, the roof is already wrong. How wrong do you want it? Obviously, if you go limo to make the roof right, it's looking a bit too limo-y. So I just have a light smoke. I think that will work very well. So we have now here the basis for our car, and what we need to do is go through a variety, I think, of different things we could do on the car. After a long time, I think the secondary needs to be chrome. And I'll tell you why. Initially you think metals. No, no, no. It's funny, you use brushed aluminium for some things, but in these small strips it just doesn't work. Nor the silvers and things. If you go chrome, yeah, I know that's a bit reflective, probably even more now with expanded and enhanced, but that is how shiny the other bits on this car really are. So secondary in chrome. Now there's a number of colours that could work on the car. I'm just going to look at a handful that I think you can do with GTA colours. We won't worry about crew colours. First, what I'd like to try is this black olive. So I'm simply going to go black, metallic, and then try and add a green pearl. Probably olive green. Let's try that first. Bright is too much anyway. Yeah, that's it. Black with the olive green pearlescent. That gives you the black olive colour of the car. Contrasts very nicely with the chrome. I didn't expect to like this one, but I do. Another colour that should be fairly easy is Madeira red. So for this one, sorry, brief edit while I fiddled. So I think a grace red here for the metallic. Into the pearl, move on down to garnet red. I think this again looks very good. It's another nice paint that contrasts with our shiny metal parts. Madeira red, really good. They also do an aubergine, which is a solid colour. So obviously for that we're just going to go into the classics. And my thought here for that one is Cabernet red. Now this is not quite aubergine, but it is not far off. So that gives you a third colour for the car. Before we move to our fourth colour, I want to talk a little about special editions and liveries. They signed off the car with the limited edition LM85, which used basically this livery, albeit it didn't have the numbers, it was more just the paint, the red paint. And this one, which was supposed to be in gold, it says gold here, it looks yellow to me. So if you don't mind these outlandish liveries, then you can make those cars. I think all you'll need is a matte or a satin black and the right wheels. Should we just give it a quick go? So let's go for the red one, I prefer that of the two. Let's respray the primary as just matte black. I think you might make the effort for a satin if you are definitely going to keep this. Then of course you'd have to choose some wheels. We do need a red ring round the wheels, and I think if you're wanting a red ring you just go high end stock. Start from the bottom and you've got a choice of a few. That one's pretty good. So carbon solar, wheel colour red. I still wish we could have a metal front splitter, but you know, that's not bad. One LM85 C8 aileron, quite easily achieved. Okay, let's go back to the build I'm going to store the car in, and I'm going for the very popular Dutch orange. So let's firstly just fix our wheels with stock. Let's remove our livery. And for the respray, I'm going to go primary metallic sunrise orange. It's really very close and probably isn't worth messing around with the crude colours. For the pearlescent, I've had a little look off camera. I think we're going to go bright orange. That is the spitting image of the colour that the other car seems to be emitting from its pearl. Will it be too much? We'll have to go in the sunshine and see. If it's not, I think we would drop down to something like bronze. But let's put bright orange on for the moment. Now that completes the build, so let's go and look at it in the sunshine. Well, here we are with our C8 aileron in Dutch orange. I do think that pearlescent works really nicely. Ever so close to the real car, certainly no need for a crude colour. Yes, bits of pearlescent do come through the chrome at certain angles. I think that will happen less inside. You know, this looks better than the real car, I'm afraid, to my eyes. It's very rare I say that. I know I've said it once or twice before in videos with something artful that Rockstar has done. So I hope that with this colour and was it 3 other colours that I showed you, you're going to be able to find a road-based build for this car. I don't think many of you will probably build the LM85, I'm thinking. But let me know down below if that car does appeal to you. Obviously, like the video if you liked it, sub if you like real cars in GTA, but hang about if you want a race build. And if you don't want the race build, thank you so much for watching. Okay, here we have the race version of the car, and I've looked at it in great detail before filming this. I've actually made a few changes on this since the camera flowed over it for the race garage tour. So let's nip in and get it built. It's the Aileron GT from 2012. Still staying with the stock front bumper. I think that works perfectly. For the rear bumpers, I didn't actually get a great look at the car. I simply went custom because it fills in these custom pieces and looks slightly better, but from most angles you really can't tell. For the exhaust, twin round exhaust, for the same reason that I did those on the road car. For the grille, this is a change. It's the carbon Vysser grille. This is very close to the race car one. I also think it works very well for the LM85, and I forgot to say, but hopefully I'll edit something in.
Do you need a drink?
For the hood, you know, the Hexa one isn't a million miles off by having lots of vents, but that is the road car hood, and I want something different. We're supposed to have two here and a great big one here, so I think performance hood works the best on this, and the hood catches are none. Lights remain xenon. The livery, Neon 52. This is the one that makes you realise Rockstar very much looked at this car. I would go with a black number plate to hide it away. For the respray, both the primary and the secondary are in metals. I went with brushed aluminium. I just thought that worked really well over the whole car and looks so close to the real thing. Trim black. Roof is stock. Skirts, I've gone stock. It gives you a very thin black skirt, which is perfect for this car. For the spoiler, I think street spoiler is the closest. It was this on the garage tour, but honestly, that one is a better spoiler. For those thinking of the drag spoiler, because it has a lot of similarities with the real spoiler, it's just simply too wide, and that's why I'm on street.
How many cars you got in this garage again?
For the wheels, these work for a lot of race cars, and they never seem to work for almost anything on the road, but the last wheel in tuner is the Rally Master, and if you pop those on, just leave them in that alloy colour, it's actually fine for this. And of course make sure you pop on your tyre design, there's only one choice. That pretty much completes it. I've got a light smoke, and for the same reason as the road car, I don't want the clear roof and stuff to be quite so obvious, but I don't want the tint to look too much, because there shouldn't really be a tint. So that completes the build of the Aileron GT. I don't think many of you will build the car like this, but you know, it really works. And I think once you've seen the photos, you realise that, you know, this is a genuine race car, and it has come out pretty close. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed all of these builds. Thank you so much for watching.